More than 1,500 drug-addicted babies were born in Scotland since 2017, according to figures from the country's health boards. The Scottish Liberal Democrats, which analysed the data from the country's health boards, say it shows around 200 babies were born each year with neonatal abstinence syndromes, known as NAS, a sign that the mother was taking addictive drugs or abusing alcohol during pregnancy. Now, Aberlour is a children's charity that, among other services, supports families affected by addiction, from a parent or a carer struggling with drug use to a child affected by a parent's addiction. And I spoke to Liz Nolan, who is the Director of Children and Families at Aberlour, and Chanelle, not her real name, who sought help from that body when she discovered she was pregnant. Now, I started by asking Liz about the work that Aberlour does.
We have supported a number of mums, one being Chanelle and her baby, to come into our houses to be supported on their recovery and to return home. And I think it's Chanelle's story is really powerful in sharing the impact that we can make when there are services available to mums when they need them, services that are available that will allow mums to keep their babies with them and to really be supported in a nurturing, safe environment.
How does a mother get referred to Aberlour?
So primarily our referrals come from social work or from health visitors, from midwives, but also mums can refer themselves. So they can contact us and ask for support, and then we will work with the multi-agency team, so with social workers and with midwives, to assess whether it's the best place for mums and their babies to come into. Many of the mums and the babies that we support, their babies there are child protection concerns, they have social work involvement. But we really believe that if we can support mums early enough, that we can really, really help them to keep their babies in their full-time care.
Chanelle, obviously Aberlour has helped you, but I'm really interested if you wouldn't mind explaining kind of how you got to the point before you got pregnant, of being involved or having drugs in your life. How did that happen? Because often people don't understand how this happens.
Well, I had got involved with drugs before any of this had happened, and I had found out I was pregnant because basically my upbringing. I had saw my mum and dad take drugs from a young age, and I thought that was the normal. And also, I had lost my dad in 2015, but it was more so losing my mum in 2019 that had set me off the rails. I was just trying to bury my head in the sand. I was taking drugs so that I didn't have to deal with grieving for my best friend. Basically, that was all I had in life at that point in time, was my mum, and then caring for my two brothers as well was quite tough. So
How old were you when your mum died?
I would have been 25.
So you were young and you'd lost your
Yeah,
dad when you were 21.
yeah.
So also there wasn't much guidance, is that fair?
There
If they
wasn't.
were also drug takers and you thought that was normal, though this was just a normal life.
Yeah, yeah,
So were drugs a way for you to cope?
yeah, definitely, yeah.
And where were you accessing your drugs? What was your lifestyle like?
It was chaotic. I was going from couch to couch, and that was also how I was accessing my drugs. I was going to a house, and if they had drugs or whatever, I'd stay there, and then to the next house, stay there. Just basically whoever had drugs, I was there.
But you did enter a relationship, a romantic
Yes,
relationship.
yes, that's right. Yeah.
And
I was actually homeless when I had entered this relationship, and this is my daughter's dad I'm speaking about. He had actually saved my life. If I didn't meet him, I wouldn't be sitting here speaking now. This is what I believe.
well, tell me more about that.
I had one night I was homeless with my friend. We had chat to my daughter's dad's window. I remember him sitting playing the PlayStation, and I didn't know this guy from Adam, remember, and he'd opened his door. He had let us into his house because it was his friend and he knew, and he had gave me towels, and he had said, "Do you want to go in and get a bath then and just chill out here?" And then since that night, the next day, whatever, I never left. And then he had helped me get on a prescription. I had got on my methadone prescription, and then I had got a detox for diazepam as well, because that was my downfall for drugs. My daughter's dad saved my life. Yeah, I had realised he'd saved my life, or I was going to end up doing a big a prison sentence, or dead.
When you realised you were pregnant, was that a light bulb moment in the sense that you thought, I'm responsible for someone else now?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And that was the line in the sand for me there.
You were coming off the drugs, working your way to come off the drugs, and then you gave birth. Where was that? In hospital?
Yes, that was in hospital, yeah.
Okay, and so while you were in hospital, that's when a referral was made to Aberlour, right?
Yeah.
So that must have felt quite hopeful. You must have been quite optimistic, were you?
I was already in that bubble of just giving birth, and basically it felt so surreal that I was a mother to my beautiful daughter, and then just hearing that there was a chance of hope, of me being able to go to this house with my daughter and actually fight to come home at the end of it with my daughter. Just knowing that was there, I like to hang on to hope in life, and that showed me that there was hope in life.
And so you both moved to Aberlour, and what happened there? What was it like there?
Well, we had moved up to Aberlour 2 months after, because obviously my daughter was in her incubator, premature and stuff. Also, my daughter's got cerebral palsy, so they had to keep an eye on her until January. And then late January, we had headed up to the Dundee Recovery House.
Regarding your daughter, had she had any addictions to the drugs that you had been taking, or had your system been cleared by then?
She was withdrawn a slight bit, but that was away within a matter of a day or two.
Excellent.
And that was only because of the prescribed medication in my system.
So how long did you stay in Aberlour, and what did it give you in terms of foundations to be the mum you wanted to be?
Me and my daughter had stayed in Aberlour, I would say it was 5.5, just coming up in 6 months. It helped me become the mother that I am today because of the programmes. There was Parents Under Pressure programmes that I have certificates for now. Even my daughter has her own wee certificate. And you learn stuff like freedom, that's your domestic abuse stuff if you're going through that, which really opens your eyes if you are going through stuff like that.
So it arms you to kind of tackle the challenges of being a mother, society, things that may go wrong. How is your baby now? I understand you're still in a relationship with the baby's dad, and how is life?
Life is amazing at the moment. My baby, she is doing so well. She is, you wouldn't even be able to tell she has cerebral palsy. She's doing that well. She does her physiotherapy every week and her speech and language therapy, but she is thriving. She's amazing, and honestly, I couldn't ask for any better of a child. She's my absolute world and more. Because of Aberlour, because of Cowan Grove and all the support at Cowan Grove, especially coming to doctor's appointments and stuff like that, I cannot stress enough that that's where I got helped the most with my appointments and stuff like that. But because of Cowan Grove, me and my daughter have the best. I can't see a brighter future if it wasn't for Cowan Grove. I just have to make that clear. And I do think the Scottish government should actually find a way to continue the funding if that's possible, or maybe even see about an extra additional home or two for mums like myself that do hang on to hope and do believe that there still is hope out there, because there is, and I'm living proof of that, me and my daughter.
Liz, Chanelle's story is just one of triumph, isn't it? She alludes to, as you've spoken to, about the funding. You've got funding until 2026, and then what happens?
Well, we're currently in discussions with Scottish Government about continued funding, and you know, I'm sitting beside Chanelle now, and I see her beaming face when she speaks about her daughter and the love that she has. And you know, we need to have more access to services for all mums, and I think all mums deserve to have the choice of going into residential rehabilitation services with their babies and with their children, and have that hope that Chanelle has, and it is emotional. So I'm, sit beside here, and Chanelle is quite emotional because, she's speaking about the future, and I think that everybody deserves to have a future,
Definitely, yeah.
with their children and with their babies, but also for themselves. I mean, Chanelle spoke about the PUP training, so the parenting under pressure, the parenting programs, the houses, and the work that we do to support mums is about building their self-esteem, building their self-efficacy, really making them see and believe in themselves as people first, but also as mothers and parents, and to be able to go out into the world and have a fantastic life. And
be ready for whatever life throws at you, yeah. I also found my confidence in who I was again, thanks to Cow and Grove.
So, we are looking and we are supporting the development of more houses, sustained funding. Drug deaths continue to be a significant issue in Scotland and actually throughout the United Kingdom. And we need to do more. We need to reduce the stigma. We need to make sure that, if mums come forward and pregnant mums or mums with little ones come forward and ask for help and support, that we're actually there to give that help and support, and that we have services that suit and meet their needs.
It's been really interesting talking to both of you. Liz, thank you. Liz Nolan, Director of Children and Families at Aberlour. Chanelle, not real name, understandably, but thank you very much for sharing
very
your
welcome.
experiences.
Thank you.
Good luck to you both.
Thank you very much. Take care.
I really enjoyed that conversation. We approached the Scottish Government for a response, particularly to those calls from Liz and Chanelle to continue funding charities like theirs. The Scottish Health Secretary Neil Gray told us that access to residential rehabilitation is a key part of his government's national mission on drugs. He says that they've committed £100 million for residential rehabilitation and will take an evidence-based approach to future funding decisions, pointing out that a recent report found the number of residential rehabilitation beds has increased by 21%.